Hi everyone, I'm back again for another reading. Welcome back if you've been here before. Welcome if it's your first time watching a video from this channel. I'm going to do a video today and I'm not actually sure what I'm going to call it, but I wanted to do something around life purpose type stuff. It's going to be part of the embracing series and I wasn't sure whether to call it embracing ambition, life purpose, career path. One of the questions I wanted to ask around it was if your life purpose and career path are in alignment, or if they support each other. I'll figure out the title, but I guess these are all things within this reading that I want to look at. I mean, I personally would love to see a lot more readings around life path and life purpose. Not that I go seeking a lot of them out anyway, so there's probably plenty around that I haven't seen myself. I think it was in July I actually had a brilliant reading around my life purpose career path type thing, and it was what inspired me to start this channel, because it kind of identified what I really enjoy. And I was kind of in denial about it. Like with tarot, I always kind of saw it as something that was very personal, like a personal little hobby, whereas realistically I actually love it. So yeah, that's why not the only reason I started the channel, but it kind of made me realize, you know what, this is actually something that you really do want to try. You've just been repressing it. So anyway, the books you can see in front are the decks, or most of the decks that I'm going to be using. I'm trying a new spread, so bear with me. It's something new and I hope it's something that people find really useful, and if it does go down well, it might be something that I do again in the future. I mean, I can see how the spread I've developed would be good for a personal reading. It's a lot more difficult when it's collective, because obviously career path, life purpose, it's also unique and individual to each of us. So it's sometimes it's difficult with these collective readings to pinpoint energies, and but hopefully you'll be able to apply it to your life however the messages come out. So let's get started and see what happens. I'm excited to do this, but I don't know what the hell's going to come out, so bear with me. I'm just hoping there's something useful in it for someone. So first of all, I'm going to get the spread. So the first energy we're going to look at is where you are, or your energy in terms of your life purpose and career path, ambition, alignment with those things, whatever we need to know. Where do you stand within this? What's your energy within all of this to begin with? Okay. So collectively, if that's even possible, where is your energy in terms of your life path, life purpose, ambition, etc.? What's your energy in this at present? Amazing, we've got the star. And you know what, I think it's a really good time to do this, and I'm not surprised. I mean, this has been on my mind for quite a few weeks, but we've got Mercury retrograde in Virgo, and Virgo is all about being of service, isn't it? So that does kind of connect to it connects to life purpose and life path. So it makes sense that this is the time now when I feel very inspired, because I do have a lot of other ideas about things I'd like to explore with the cards on this channel. So your energy is the star. I would say there's hope there. Yeah, hope, a desire, wishes. But let's continue. So the next card I'm going to take a card for your career path. Yeah, I'll take one card for your career path to begin with. Whatever we need to know regarding your career path. Oh, and there's something I forgot to do. Oh, Ace of Pentacles, that's a good card. I actually have a list, I can't remember them all off the top of my head, of tarot card associations with particular careers. And I don't have it with me, and I wish I did have it with me, but we're going to be using some oracle cards to help with that in terms of specific career paths or life purposes. So let's get a card for your life purpose. What do we need to know in terms of your life purpose at present? Eight of Wands. Okay. And I don't know why I've laid it out like that, but yeah, we'll see what happens. So we're going to look at your strengths. What are your strengths in terms of your life purpose and career path at present? the Empress, challenges with life purpose, career path, ambition, etc. at present. We have two, we have the Chariot and we have the Four of Swords. That is a real contradiction because the Four of Swords, okay, I'll see how that can work. I was going to say the Four of Swords is where you just sit in thinking, not moving, not doing anything, and the Chariot is more associated with movement. But then for me, the Chariot, again, it's about alignment, for me, alignment, coordination. With the Four of Swords, it would be thinking about what moves to make, wouldn't it? Or how to get things to work together. Let's get a card for past energies around this. And I don't know if my cards are going to fit, but we'll see. About 5 cards wanted to come out then, so no. Past energies around this. We have the Ten of Wands, so I'm going to have to shift everything up to fit them all on now. And I'll probably have to shift everything around again because there's going to be oracle cards involved here with the main spread as well. So that kind of works. Just about. Okay, I think that will do. I'm being quite picky now. Right, current energies around this, around life purpose and career path. We have the Devil. That would be the fears, things that hold you back. And future energy. Oh, we got 2 cards. That is really weird. I've got the 4 of Cups and 10 of Cups, and they literally flew out in different directions. I would say, without clarifying, that's a fear of disappointment that you won't get what you want. And this reading does connect to the other reading that I just did on the Mercury retrograde so far, about worries about not getting what you want. But yeah, we need to keep this in its own lane. So I'm going to get a card of advice as well. 1 card of advice from this deck. We have the 6 of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, and I would say that is just always remembering your values and where you've come from. Things that you've learned along the way. But let's put the advice here. I know that's a bit of a weird place, but because of this spread that I've kind of invented, hopefully that works. All right, let's move that deck out of the way now. I have this deck, which is the Life Purpose Oracle Cards deck. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get at least 3 cards for different career paths or messages. Because as I say, it's career path and life purpose are very unique. So let me see if I can get about 3 cards. And maybe one of them will resonate with you as an individual. Because we're not all on the same career path, we're not all on the same life path. So let's see potential career paths or messages. I should have actually taken out the ones that weren't a specific career path, but let's see what comes out anyway, because it will probably be relevant regardless. So career path messages, I want about 3 minimum. So this is the career path you're already, I would say it's something that you're already on or already pursuing. And career path is the more, it can be just the practical side of things, like just a job to make money, or for some people, if you're very lucky, it might be something that you actually love doing, that you're pursuing. Right, heart's desire. So that's where it is literally your heart's desire, isn't it? So I'm going to put that. I do kind of want to put it here, so I'm going to shift these over a little bit. I think most of this reading is going to be me moving the cards around so that everything fits on the camera. So bear with me. Okay, another one. Potential career paths that the viewers are on at the present. yoga. So is anyone out there a yoga teacher or pursuing the path to being a yoga teacher? One more. Teaching. Any teachers out there? And teaching, it's not just, I mean, it could be with kids in a school, it could be in a university, it could be being a private tutor, it could be a spiritual teacher, anything where you're teaching people something. You could be a driving instructor, anything where you teach. All right, now we're going to look at life purpose. So it may be something that you're doing or pursuing already. It may be something that you're trying to figure out that you don't know yet, but let's see any messages for people about what life paths, what their life path is, what it could be, what's relevant here. And it can be as well, like I said, tarot for me, I always thought, oh, it's just a personal hobby, it's just something I like doing for myself and friends and family, but really it's something that I actually really love and kind of secretly wanted to develop and do for more people. So is there anything, do you have a secret life path or purpose that you want to pursue actually? Let's put it that way. Animals. So people, is there anyone here who enjoys working with animals or would love to work with animals? Maybe you have a lot of pets and you just think, oh yeah, well, I just like pets, but really you want to work with pets. I think, where am I going to put this? I think it's going to have to stay here because I need to fit the other life purpose cards on. So any hidden secret life path, life purposes, anything that anybody's kind of keeping to themselves or they haven't fully realized it's what they really enjoy and really want to do yet. We have crystals. So that would be crystal energy healing. It could even be what are the names of people that dig for crystals and gemstones, and is it geologists or is that more to do with volcanoes and stuff? There's names for people that specialize in identifying crystals and things like that. That was something that I looked into at one point as well. It's not just to do with crystal healing, it's anything involving getting hold of the actual crystals as well, selling them maybe. And then we have travel as well. Your life purpose involves traveling. So that could be literally anything. You could be a pilot or you could want to be a pilot as part of your life path and life purpose, helping people to travel. It could be where you are a humanitarian, where you travel across the world, helping humanitarian causes, travel writer. There's a shitload of stuff that could be associated with travel, couldn't there? So that would be mainly things that you may or may not be on that path at the minute, but I'd say that's more like that would be possibly your heart's desires or things that you haven't yet acknowledged that could be your life purpose or life path. So right now we're going to start to clarify the main cards, and then I know what I want to do actually. As I said, bear with me. I have done this spread once for myself, and that was about 2 weeks ago. So we're going to get your strengths. We're going to get some oracle cards for your strengths regarding life purpose, life path and ambition from the angels and ancestors oracle cards. And I realized that I should have created more space for myself. I lowered the camera today because I know the previous readings I did, I had too much space, and today it's just like there's not enough, but we'll make it work. It's fine. So what are your strengths in terms of your life path and life purpose? Ooh, I love that. Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. That's like being a shapeshifter, isn't it, in a way? You're adaptable. And actually, I'm using the Shapeshifters deck for the reading as well. So adaptability, you are capable of adapting to whatever you choose or whatever you pursue. Shall we get one more? Let's get one more. One more strength. And we have Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. And again, to me, that's the same message. It's adaptability, being able to adapt to situations gracefully, hopefully. Oh my God, look what we've got on the bottom of the deck, Shapeshifter. Transform and invert your gifts. So yeah, there's definitely an element of shapeshifting here. That's crazy, but okay. So again, I'm going to have to move these across because otherwise we're not going to fit everything on. I hope these can fit actually. Let's move that advice card over here. Okay, let's put this back here. Move the advice way out here, and then I don't know how I'm going to put that back on when I need to, but we'll figure it out. So let's get your challenges in terms of life purpose and career path. High Priest, intend and create. That will be manifesting and intentions, wouldn't it? So we're going to put that one right there. And I hope this isn't too confusing with the way I've got the card set out. In future, if I do this type of reading again, I will raise the camera up so that there's more room. Let's get one more challenge for life path or career path. See from a higher perspective. This again takes me back to that Mercury retrograde in Virgo reading, possibly where it's not necessarily seeing how things will work or how to bring things together. But we'll have a look at those messages more in depth when we clarify. So, right, now we're going to start to clarify. So, your energy, the star, as I said, for me, that is hope, wishes, desires, aspirations, possibility. It can be gifts from the universe as well. I mean, if it's a life path, career path can be a gift from the universe as well, if you're not just doing it to survive. But yeah, it can be gifts from the universe, gifts that you've been given that you can use as part of your life path and life purpose. So let's clarify the star. We have the Emperor and we have the Page of Cups. So your energy, this is your sovereignty, and that the Emperor's to do with sovereignty, taking the lead, taking charge of your own life. The Page of Cups is for me, it's the inner child. It's the heart's desires, which we got the heart's desires card over here. And that is hope, isn't it? Hope that you can take the lead in your own life and get what you want. I will try and lay these out as neatly as possible because with this many cards it's going to look a complete wreck. And you've got the Eight of Pentacles on the bottom. I'll get one more clarifier for that. Oh. Okay, I wasn't going to take them, but they don't seem to want to go back in the deck because I was trying to flip them back in and they were kind of sticking out. Knight of Swords and the Lovers. It's about being true to what you love. And if you're not there yet, then there's a desire there to being true to what you love in terms of career, life path, however you want to put it. So I'll put those on there. Right, we're going to look at the Ace of Pentacles next, which is your career path. So far it looks like opportunity. And opportunity, yes, it can literally be your life path, your biggest dreams, but the opportunity sometimes it can just be financial as well. I mean, we all need to survive, don't we? As much as we wish we could just do whatever the hell we want, not worry about money. Sometimes a job is there and it's abundant simply because it keeps us alive, it pays the bills, it buys our food. But let's get a little bit more clarity on that. I mean, the opportunity can be a burden sometimes as well, but either way, there's something in it that helps us. We've got the Page of Swords. Let's get some more before I put that down. To me, with that Page of Swords showing up, that's it can be new truths and it can be investigating opportunities, different opportunities. 10 of Wands, what did I say about burdens? Yeah, investigating if the opportunity feels like a blessing or a burden. Let me get one more clarifier for that. Nine of Swords, yeah, is it a blessing or a burden? Does it cause you stress and anxiety and regret, or is it your heart's desire and that's there and that's something that you may be investigating at present? I mean, again, Mercury in Virgo, it's analysis, it's looking at the small details, what needs to be cleared out. So that could be something you're doing, you could be reviewing at present. There's not a judgment card here, is there? No, there isn't. But Page of Swords can definitely be about investigating and new truths and assessing if this is what you really want. Does this really feel true to you? So again, we said heart's desires was something that came up as your career path. It says the angels are supporting, guiding and protecting you as your dreams become a reality. Sorry about that. Is that something are you pursuing your heart's desires right now, or are you deciding what your heart's desires really are? And again, as I said, we've got yoga that's come up as a career path that someone might be pursuing at present. Your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching and exercising. So is that something that really feels like your heart's desire? Do you really enjoy it? Again, teaching, you inspire young people to learn. If you're any kind of teacher, is that your heart's desire? And it can be whether the actual path itself is your heart's desire, or it could be the way you're doing it. Is the way you're doing it your heart's desire? I mean, teaching, for example, there are so many different ways to teach. I mean, you might be working in a school and maybe you've done it for years and you're like, no, I don't like doing it like this anymore. Maybe you might be deciding, I still like teaching, but I don't want to do it in this way. Maybe you want to become a personal tutor. Maybe you want to become an overseas teacher and travel around the world and teach overseas, or be an online teacher for people in other countries. Is the way you're doing it working for you as well? That might be something that you're contemplating. Okay. Let's look at your life path. So we've got the Eight of Wands. I would say that looks like movement towards your life path possibly, but let's clarify. We have Four of Swords. That can be contemplation, healing, and it's come up, where has that come up? Under there, in the challenges part. Anything else? Five of Swords, but it's come up in reverse. It feels like a sense of no longer self. I mean, you've got healing there, no longer self-sabotaging, where you may have self-sabotaged yourself, where, you know, like if there's a path that you want to follow, but you just feel like, oh, you know, I haven't got the right skills, or I'm not the right type of person for that particular thing. Or as I say, like with me, where I kind of just completely, did I reject tarot? You know what, I may have actually rejected it, not on a personal level, but as a professional option. There are a ton of readers out there nowadays, and maybe I kind of, well, not maybe, I thought to myself, you know what, why would I even want to try this when there's just so many other people out there doing it? What's the point? Where would I even fit? Or, you know what I mean, how would I even make it work where I'd even be seen? And I suppose it's hard work and it's ongoing, but that's self-sabotage, isn't it? Like, you're not even going to try it, but then you sort of coming up with reasons why it won't work without even trying it. Maybe that's something that you're overcoming. Let's get one more. We get two more. We have the Tower, and we have the Ace of Cups. So this could be taken in a few ways. It could be where, if you are healing and in contemplation and you're wanting to move towards a particular life path or life purpose, you might be in a frame of mind where you just want to tear everything down and start from scratch. Say whatever career you were doing for years and years, you're like, you know what, this is not me. It's not in alignment with who I am. It's not true to who I am. I feel completely disconnected from this. I've mentally checked out of this. And you might be like, let's just tear this shit all down and start again and do whatever it is that makes me feel fulfilled, what fills my cup. That could be where you're at present, and you could be moving towards that, whether you are just currently researching it with the Eight of Wands. You could be researching it. You could be talking to people about it to try and get more information. You could be finding information about it. You could actually physically be making moves towards it, starting to set things up, whatever it is, if it's your own business or studying, whatever, it's movement. So you could be at the beginning stages or halfway through or whatever, pursuing something that really feels truer to you as your part of your life path. So if I put that like that, hopefully that helps. And as I say, potential life paths, animals. You understand animals and communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance as the animals are part of your life's work. This could be a bunch of shit here. You could be wanting to work in a zoo. You could set up a sanctuary for donkeys. You could have a be a dog groomer. Recently I went to a cat cafe near where I live, and I'm telling you, it was fantastic. I was kind of worried about the hygiene actually with the cats roaming around, but they had a really good system for keeping it really hygienic. It was very clean, it was lovely. So cat cafe, I think I mentioned animal groomer. You could be a dog sitter. You could be a horse whisperer, anything. That might be your life purpose. Maybe you're an animal whisperer, who knows. You could be an animal activist. There's a bunch of stuff that might be part of your life path, and you've been gifted. We've had that star card under here. The universe has given you the skills and the gift of being able to work with animals. Crystals, your connection to crystals and gemstones is a channel for healing. So again, you could be someone who uses crystals in healing. You might sell crystals. You might have a shop that sells crystals and other spiritual things. You might be someone, is it a gemologist? I don't know if I'm using the correct term there. You might be someone who studies crystals or how to source them. What else do we have here? So this is potential life paths. Travel again. I think I listed a bunch of stuff that could be there for travel. Use your imagination. And travel could be anything, couldn't it, really? You could be a cruise ship, what do you call it? A captain on a cruise ship, anything. You could even be as simple as being an Uber driver. I mean, I know that people might look at that and say, how is that a life purpose? But who knows, maybe I don't know. We always think that life purpose and life path has to be something really massive and out of the box, and it doesn't. You know what I mean? Maybe being an Uber driver, you make people feel really comfortable. Maybe you love driving and that's what makes you content. You know what I mean? It doesn't always have to be something extravagant or mega spiritual. I mean, maybe that is spiritual. Maybe you have the gift of the gab, and you talking to people in your car as an Uber driver comforts them somehow or inspires them somehow. Who knows? So, okay, next we're going to look at your strengths. So let's clarify the Empress. And I would say the Empress would be, it's the ability to be creative and abundant, and that would very much come in useful in terms of these cards here to do with adaptability, where I've said that to me they mean it's about being adaptable, that you will always be abundant as long as you are creative and adaptable. Let's clarify the Empress. So 5 of Wands, yep, it's being able to overcome challenges, isn't it? You're able to take on any challenge. High Priestess, listening to your intuition, which will guide you on how to overcome challenges. And King of Swords, that's the analytical side of things. So you would need to use those logic and intuition. You'd need to have them in balance, but those things would help you to overcome any challenges. Is it even worth reading the messages from the book for that? Because let's have a look. I might see if there's a brief, yeah, see balance as well. Balancing the logic and intuition to overcome any challenges, to be creative and abundant. Let me just grab the book. Let's look at that Spirit Fox, Trust Your Talents in Changing Times card. Just bear with me a moment. So yeah, it refers to change. I will read the message. The Spirit Fox features my favorite animal of all time, the red fox, an amazingly resilient creature able to survive in urban environments or the freezing temperatures of the Arctic. Foxes know what it's like to be hunted. For centuries they have been sought for their precious fur when all they want is to survive. So the Spirit Fox can help you overcome the energies of adversity and unfair treatment. Also, as urban foxes hide in cities and go about their business in the darker hours, the fox offers the medicine of blending in. Again, adaptability. The extended message says, the energies around you are changing at this time, and although it may not always be comfortable, you are equipped with all that you need to survive this shift. You are being presented with opportunities to reach spaces you've never encountered before, and this can make you feel on edge. But be open to the shifts occurring because they really are the answers to your prayers. The experience of being hunted or threatened is now behind you, and you are being invited to come out from your den and reveal your glory and talents. Call upon Spirit Fox Medicine to help you be seen for who you are and trust in your talents in order to be the best you can be in these changing times. And I was just thinking of the Ace of Pentacles under here with that in assessing whether an opportunity is your heart's desires or not, sometimes we need to do something that is completely like us trying to fit a square peg in a round hole for us to be made so uncomfortable that we change things. It's like if we can't adapt to our environment, then we have to change the environment, don't we? So let's look at Shaolin Master. It says, slow and steady, breathe and flow, take a gentler approach. The Shaolin Master calls forth the ninja within. Shaolin medicine is about learning to adapt to a situation and to tap into the energy running through your body and preserve it in order to release it at the right moment. So not forcing things, it's allowing things to flow, isn't it? It also teaches subtlety, because when you are too forceful, you use too much energy, and that may not be supportive of what you are working on. The Shaolin Master, like a monk, has respect for all things. He is disciplined and guided by his art and will never use it to impress the foolish or to appear stronger than someone who is threatening him. You too are being invited to remain graceful in your movement, choices and actions. And that is where that intuition and logic, where you have the balance of the two to figure out how to adapt rather than stressing about it. I mean, yeah, you probably will get a bit stressed, but if you can trust your intuition and your logic, then hopefully you'll be graceful in changing your situation or adapting to situations. The extended message says, you are being guided to flow like water, blow like air, and connect with your purest intentions. Don't feel you need to rush ahead. A gentler approach will be more fruitful and rewarding. Move with subtlety and grace, reach high, but also ask yourself how you can move with the flow of life rather than pushing against it. Do you have the capacity to refocus your gaze at this time? Can you slow down or take more time to soften and breathe as you move forward? All of this will be incredibly beneficial for what happens next. Okay, so we're now going to clarify the challenges for you in terms of career path and life purpose. So the Chariot and Four of Swords. Let's clarify them. I mean, the Four of Swords is that Shaolin Master is graceful. It's if we're taking it as contemplation, it's not rushing into anything. It's trying to get things coordinated and in alignment before you make a move, rather than a like Knight of one sort of energy of rushing into things, guns blazing. And I mean, sometimes maybe that is required, but yeah, here we're talking about being graceful and not pushing anything, just rushing anything, just flowing with things. So let's clarify the Chariot and the Four of Swords. We have the Star again, and we have the Devil, but I think he's in reverse. I mean, that's how I've picked it up, and it's kind of in reverse, isn't it? That's hope and faith to me. That is using hope and, well, hang on, let's see, challenge. The challenge may be having hope and faith to overcome anything that holds you back or restricts you. Let's get one more clarifier for that. And patience as well. I know that temperance is temperance on the bottom. No, it's not. I know that temperance is usually the thing that's associated with patience, but for some reason I'm getting patience from the Star. So yeah. One more clarifier for the Chariot and the Four of Swords. The Ace of Swords. So the challenge might be taking the time to be clear about what you want and knowing what direction to go in. Yeah, that's all I can think of at present with that. And again, that goes back to that Mercury in Virgo reading. trying to figure out how to get things to work, how to get what you want. I think the Four of Swords for me is patience as well. Patience and coordination and balance as well. Not being overwhelmed by fears and worry and stress. Holding on to your faith. And allowing things to become clearer. That's that flow, isn't it? Rather than stressing out and worrying about it, which it's natural. I mean, I'll never criticize anybody for overthinking because I am one of the biggest overthinkers on the planet, I think. But then it's a case of trying to get that balance back. I mean, you allow it to happen. You allow yourself to just let go of the overthinking and the worry. You can't suppress those things. I mean, you can try and tell yourself and force yourself not to overthink or not to worry, but all you're doing then is it's like fake happiness, isn't it? You got to let it flow through you, as they say, or whatever. However, you've got to just let it come out, and then hopefully you'll get the balance back and be able to slow down and breathe, and you'll have your own methods or techniques for getting back into a state of balance. Or maybe you need to develop things that help you get back into a state of balance so that you can think clearly. For some people it might be meditation with that Four of Swords. I mean, meditation can be different things for different people, can't it? For some people meditation could be dancing. For other people it could be having fun, going to the park, whatever. For some people it literally could be meditation. For some people it can be sleep. Who knows? Meditation, I'm sure you've got your own form of meditation that works for you, that helps you to ground yourself. So let's move on and look at the 10 of Wands, which is, oh hang on, we didn't look at this, did we? This was the challenges as well. High Priest, intend and create. And that does fit in here with, in terms of sort of having patience and becoming clear on what you want to, what your intentions are and what you want to create. Let's have a look. So High Priest, recognize that you have the power to change your life, face your fear, and we had the devil there, didn't we? Face your fear and align, which I keep saying the Chariot for me is about alignment, with the light. In many traditions, the High Priest is the physical embodiment of the divine masculine. He acts as a bridge between worlds and is able not only to divine the future but to help create it too. He may be a leader in his spiritual tradition, or in pagan traditions be second to the High Priestess, but he is always spiritually connected and disciplined with great respect for his creator and his particular practice. In a reading, this card can represent a spiritual figure, leader or teacher in your life, or an aspect of your path that has led you to where you are today. The extended message says you are a bridge between heaven and earth. It's important for you to know that you are more powerful and connected than you may think. Everything you are giving attention and energy to at this time is creating your way forward. There have been some setbacks, but accept these as experiences that have led you to a deeper understanding of yourself and your spirit. Know that you are being guided by the ancestors to direct your thoughts and energies towards what you want to grow, heal and expand, and then watch it happen right before your eyes. And with that, and I would say with the star being there as well, it's, for me, it is you having the power to create the life that you want, but it's also spiritual guidance, whether it's praying, whether you call upon spiritual guides, guardians, angels if you believe in them, ancestors, etc., or it could be people that you know who are still alive, that you talk to. You might need a spiritual guide, or just a guide in general. It could be a counselor, therapist, career counselor, people that you go to for help if you're feeling challenged about your life purpose or career path where you're not sure what to do. Yeah, it could even be like an occupational therapist or something. So let's look at Eagle, see from a higher perspective. So if you can't figure it out by yourself, you might need help or guidance, and there's nothing wrong with asking for help or guidance to help you empower yourself. See if I can find this Eagle card. Right, see from a higher perspective. Look at things from a different angle, fly higher and see new possibilities. In animal medicine, both Native American and Celtic, the eagle draws his power and strength from the sun. He is a powerful, strong, and courageous guide who is able to see for miles. He approaches all things with intelligence, grace, and poise, and has the capacity to make a plan from a higher space before putting it into action. When the eagle card appears in a reading, it shows that you have a real ability to take things higher and to move beyond the limitations of your ego and your selfish desires. The extended message says, eagle medicine swirls around you, encouraging you to recognize that your views or visions may be limited at this time. Is there a chance that your own desperation, needs, or ego could be blocking you from seeing the potential in your current situation? If there are other people involved, you are being guided to see things from everyone's perspective. If you are feeling the need for something to change, how can you take the higher road? Know that if you have intentions that aren't for the highest good, it will only hold you back. Eagle medicine can help you change this. The eagle brings the energy of healing and love directly from the heart of Father Sky and invites you to do all things from a place of love. So what I'm getting with that, I know here we had Empress energy as your strength and the ability to use logic and intuition to overcome challenges, being adaptable. But as much as we have those skills, sometimes we can be overcome by fear, worry, stress. I mean, stress can completely mess you up, messes up your whole equilibrium, doesn't it? So even if you have these abilities here, the stress can overpower those. And that's why it's important, as I said here, about having faith and hope when you are going through those stressful times, to see things from a higher perspective. And again, sometimes when we are stressed and in those kind of more primal shadow energies that impact us, we focus too much on what's going on outside of ourselves. Like, say if we're in a job where it's a tough time and things are difficult, we're highly focused on, oh God, this is shit and people are doing this to me. You could work in a toxic environment, and absolutely, if it's a toxic environment, you don't have to pretend that that's not what's going on. But you also need to, as I say, ground yourself and have hope and faith and think clearly and try and focus less on the shit. As a simple way to put it, focus less on the shit and try and come back to yourself and ground yourself so that you can think clearly, and manifest. I don't know, I'm using the word manifest when I don't even, as I keep saying, it's overused, but yeah, manifest, to get yourself out of the situation. Try not to focus so much on worrying about whose fault it is, even if it is somebody else's fault. Try not to focus on that so much and focus on what you can create yourself, what your intentions are, and overcoming the things that you feel, or not that you feel, because sometimes there are things holding you back. You might have a boss who's a real asshole who won't let you get a promotion or something, or makes your life hell. But try and focus your energy on how you can change that situation. So let's move on to 10 of Wands, which is past energy. God, this is going to be a long reading. I can tell already. Past energy, so burdens, letting go of burdens. Hopefully you're finding it helpful, even if it is long. I mean, I confess, I admit, I am someone that is a long-winded person. So yeah, that's what you get with me. I try my best to keep things short and sweet, but I don't think I can, to be honest. So 10 of Wands, past energies around this. As long as you find it useful, that's the main thing. 8 of Cups, not settling. 3 of Cups, to me, that's about support. And 5 of Pentacles would be where you've had disappointments or been let down in the past. I would say with that 3 of Cups in the center, that's where you need to make sure you have the right support. Whenever you're trying to overcome burdens or whatever, and if you're having to leave things behind, try and make sure in whatever capacity you can, that you have the right support. And this is past energy, so it may be that in the past you've had burdens, you've had struggles, you've had to move on from things, and maybe you haven't had the support you needed. Maybe you've been let down thinking that you were going to have support and you didn't, if that's a past energy. And if there is a struggle in trying to figure out how to move forward now, or to think clearly, a part of it may be because you feel like you're not going to get the support that you need. Yeah, we've got 3 of Swords, so that again, that's disappointment. Are these in reverse or not? I'm not going to take them in reverse, but we've got the Seven of Cups and Two of Swords, confusion about how to change things, I would say, how to move on, maybe how to overcome your disappointments. All right, let's look at the Devil. This is current energy. So this can be where you may feel like you're held back. As much as you have your strengths here of adaptability, yeah, you may feel like you're being held back. And I'm going to find it difficult now to remember what these cards were up here. I know this was about being true to what you want, wasn't it? It's an opportunity here. And it was assessing, wasn't it? It was assessing if this is right for you. That was the career path. And for the life purpose, it was focusing, yeah, no longer self-sabotaging, focusing on what it is that feels right and true to you. And that was here as well. Yeah, focusing on what you love. Yeah, this is what happens when you do a long reading, is that you can't remember some of the stuff that came out earlier. So the Devil is where you may feel held back. Right, we've got the Empress again. So even if you are feeling held back, remember to go back to this. You do have the ability to adapt and change things. Use your logic and your intuition. Let me tidy these up a bit, because it's a bit weird having the others looking neater and then this just thrown down. You have the power. That's all I can say about that. The Empress card, you have the power to overcome the challenges. And we have the Ace of Wands. Remember that you have your creativity, and try and focus on what inspires you, or do things that inspire you, even if you're not feeling inspired yourself. One of the key things that a friend of mine told me when I was going through a rough time, in terms of deciding job-wise, and just in general, she said, if you can't feel passionate about what you're doing or something to that effect, then feel passionate about yourself. And I'm telling you, it worked. I stopped, well, not stopped completely, but I took the focus away from the things that were stressing me out, and I focused on what do I love doing. Although I got to a point where it was a bit of apathy, where I actually forgot what I enjoyed, and I couldn't, and even the things that I used to like I enjoy watching films a lot, I didn't even enjoy those things anymore. But then I just tried to think more about what are the things that I enjoy doing, how do I enjoy spending my time, and that's what made me feel passionate towards myself again, about myself. And then that kind of took me out of a rut a little bit. It's where you enjoy yourself. If you enjoy yourself, then you hopefully will enjoy life more, if that makes sense. And I don't really know how else to explain that at this point in time. It might be something I elaborate on at some point. I'm not really sure how I did that, but yeah, somehow I began to enjoy myself more. I enjoyed who I am, and I felt more passionately about myself, and then that took me out of a rut and I felt more inspired. Let's get one more. Okay, we get two more. We get the Queen of Swords. Yeah, Knight of Wands. Trust in yourself, trust what you know with that Queen of Swords. And then the Knight of Wands, that would be where you're passionate. The Knight of Wands is all about enjoying himself, isn't it? But with the Queen of Swords, it's a bit more grounded than that. It's not just frivolous. The Knight of Swords can be frivolous, selfish, not really think things through. But then the Queen of Swords is a lot more grounded. She knows her truth. So those two together, as an energy combined, that would be where you enjoy yourself and, yeah, feel passionate about yourself again. And that's the present energy. So that's what's needed if you are feeling held back by anything. Focus on what you love. Focus on what you love about yourself as well, much less what you love doing, because it all comes from you, doesn't it? One of my readers that I've followed for years, I've mentioned her before, Aquarian Insight, she always says your purpose is who you are and how you express yourself, and I believe that. So for the future energies, we have the Ten of Cups and the Four of Cups. And I think initially I said it looks like a projection of worrying about, and I can see that the clock's gone over, so I'm sure I've been cut off talking at some point. When it got to like the 46-minute point, I've been cut off somewhere, but hopefully it still makes sense. Yeah, it looks like a projection of worrying that you're not going to get the happiness that you want. But let's clarify that. Four of Cups and Ten of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune came out like that, and this has happened in one of my previous readings. It might have been one of the love readings that I did recently. It's where you feel like you can't change things. I'm going to keep it sideways, to be honest. I don't usually do that, but for some reason, since the love readings I did last week, yeah, I'm not saying I'm always going to do that, but it makes sense for this. Yeah, you feel like you can't change things. Like 10 cards have come out now. Let's try that again. Right, we've got the King of Wands. That's that passion, what you feel passionate about. Feeling that you can't necessarily succeed in the things that you feel passionately about, maybe. That's a projection in the future, so be careful of that energy. Again, feel passionate about yourself first, and then hopefully that will help you. Even if things aren't going exactly as you hope and planned. So we've got Death, the Hanged Man, or the Hanging Man in this deck, and the Two of Wands. It's about your beliefs. Your beliefs are what will help you to transform things, and to choose your path. Your beliefs about yourself, I would say. Do you feel that you're worthy? Do you feel that you're capable? Even if things aren't going as you hoped, do you believe that you have the power to change things? And again, as I say, if you feel passionately about yourself and you enjoy yourself, then hopefully you'll have more faith in yourself, and you'll want more for yourself. You'll want better for yourself. If you think about all of the people that you enjoy spending time with, that you love, your children, if you've got children, friends, how do you feel about them? You want the best for them. You hopefully, unless they're a really shitty friend, or you've got a child who's an absolute pain in the ass, which all children can be a pain in the ass at times, you love them and you care for them. You enjoy them. You enjoy who they are. So you want the best for them, and that's how you should feel about yourself as well. Right, so let's move on to our advice cards. I'm just going to do these advice cards, then I'll get a couple of oracle cards to help us through this. And as I say, I know it's a long reading, but hopefully you found it helpful. So Queen of Pentacles, Six of Cups as your advice. And as I say, remember where you've come from, remember what you've learned, remember what you value, remember who you are, and value and appreciate who you are. Enjoy yourself. Again, that same message. Let's clarify, even though there's not much more to say about that. Oh, that's too many. Yeah, that's a lot. Try that again. Eight of Pentacles and Two of Cups. Okay, so for me, Eight of Pentacles is how do I say it? Which things do you do that you find value in? Yes, it can be work, but just life in general. Like, again, I'll bring the example with me and tarot. I find value in doing tarot. I never considered it something that I would take outside of my personal life, but I've found such value and enjoyment in it, and I love focusing on it. I love trying to figure the cards out, and I'm still learning. I've been doing it for 5 years, but it's one of my readers told me as well that I go to, that they did tarot for decades before they actually started doing it online, and it's when the time they did it online, they learned more in the short period of time that they did it online, where it was more accessible to people around the world, than in the time that they'd done it, the decades they'd done it before, when it was mainly, I suppose, just friends, family, and a smaller amount of people. So it's a learning curve, but there was value in it for me. So what do you value doing? And that could be anything at all, literally anything. And it doesn't have to be profitable either. It's just, what do you enjoy putting the effort in general? What matches your cup? What do you do something, and the energy you put in, the enjoyment you get from doing it, you feel like you get in, it's matching your cup just because you enjoy doing it so much. It's an energy match, if that makes sense. You feel like you're getting something back from it just by doing it because you love doing it. And also, who do you enjoy, who do you see value in being around? What type of people, what type of environment? Sometimes it's that you're inspired by certain types of people. This is advice. So if you're feeling stuck in a rut in terms of career, work, life path, etc., who inspires you? Because that makes a difference. I recently, when starting the channel as well, I reached out to people that that inspire me, to sort of say, oh, this is what I'm doing. Would you like to have a reading, etc. And that helped. It pushed me and inspired me, and I think I need to probably do that a bit more now again, because you know, you need to keep boosting yourself. Sometimes your energy does drop and you need to boost it up again. And not just, it wouldn't just be with tarot for me, it might be other things that I enjoy as well, or that you enjoy. Anything that you enjoy doing, who are the people that you know, or maybe strangers. It might be needing to go to a new class, or to try something new, where you will meet people who do something or things that you love, and you'll be inspired by them, and that has value for you, doesn't it? Let's get one more clarifier for that. We have Six of Pentacles, the World. So that's give and take, where it's a balance, it's a balanced exchange. Whatever you're doing, it has value, and therefore it feels like a balanced exchange, and then that would inspire you to pursue new things, and also help you find opportunities as well. When you are doing things that you love and you're around people that inspire you, opportunities can come in that you didn't expect. That's your advice. So let's get, and you've got the Six of Cups under here, so it might be going back to something that you loved from childhood, from just years ago, whatever. But let's get some more oracle cards as final bits of advice for this very long reading. I think this may be, apart from the very first reading I did where I did all signs in one go, which I will never ever do again because I felt ill after that. It drained me completely. That was like a 3-hour reading, as I did all the 12 zodiac signs in one go. Yeah, never again. Let's see what we get as final bits of advice. We have delight. So again, do things that you love. Let's move up there. Focus on things that you love and enjoy yourself as well. Oh, one more, abundance, yeah, and then hopefully that will bring in abundance. And even if it's not financial abundance, it's just a feeling of abundance. Like I always say, I'm not rich at all, never have been, but I've always felt like I had enough. Come from a working class background. I'm a working class person, and I've just always felt like I had enough around me. What can I say? Can't say any more than that, can I? Yeah, focus on the things that you enjoy. Okay, and I will get a shapeshifter's card. And I don't know how long this camera goes on for. Well, it must go on for 2 hours if I manage to do 3 hours if I manage to do readings for that long. Oh, I did have a break actually when I did that, so the break must have been at least halfway through. I had a couple of breaks when I did it. Let's see, any other messages of advice regarding career path, life purpose? Right, we have a safe place for you to go, and I will read that. And we'll get one more. The reading's long enough already, so another couple of minutes isn't going to make any difference, is it really? Starting to get, oh God, 4. Do we really want to take 4? Nope, I'm not going to take 4. That's too many. It's starting to get darker now, so I hope you can still see the cards clearly. Right, and we have, after sadness, happiness and hope return. That's faith to me, without even reading that. I might not have to read them actually. And then we have on the bottom, heed wise counsel, listen. So that may be where you need help if you're struggling yourself to figure out what you want and what you want to do. Let's get the book and see what where I need to pick up about these messages. These are quite long, so okay, I'll read the divination message. Do not speak, adapt, make intelligent choices, and hide your precious self or knowledge for a time. If working on a new project, do not speak of it to others for now. At the least, you will dissipate the energy. More terrifying, you run the risk of it being stolen or appropriated. I feel like this came up in the Mercury retrograde reading about ideas being stolen. Not this same card, but a different card with the energy of ideas possibly being stolen. Anyway. And you also run the risk of worrying about it, which in itself is energy sapping. Keep it a beautiful secret between you and the universe and continue to do your work. It needs your attention and energy right now. Do not give it all away. Keep it close, fresh, new and exciting, and stay well under that radar for the time being. Be adaptable. For now, keep the mask close. You are highly intelligent. You will have a perfect place to hide out, a place to stay safe, a place to preserve yourself and your treasure. This going to ground will not be forever, and when you emerge, you will be reborn, ready to come from a heart-centered space with no more need to hide. I think with that, it is about protecting. Like if you do have ideas and thoughts on what you want to do, yes, you can talk to people and get advice, but from people that you trust or someone that you trust. Because what can happen sometimes, if you have beautiful ideas and you're really inspired, if you talk to too many people about it, or you talk to the wrong person or people about it, they can put you down or put doubts in your mind, and then that can leave you feeling like, oh God, I don't know if I can make this happen, etc. So I think that's what that is talking about. If you are going to talk to anybody, talk to someone that you trust, but protect your ideas and your desires as if they are sacred. And then we have Butterflies in Gloom 22. And that, I think, did we say there was something about possibly being let down in the past before, where you had support? You may have had support, but you got let down. That could be it. I mean, you could have had your ideas stolen in the past about something, or just worked with people that you couldn't trust, that didn't have your best interest at heart. Let's have a look at this one. What is it? 22. So the divination message for this one is, you have begun to get used to things being gloomy and dark, and you have begun to take on a pessimistic mindset. So now it is time to make a change, and the butterflies in gloom are cutting through the fog of self-pity and showing you a way out of the dark places. Darkness has been a resting place, a place of solace, but the butterflies indicate it is time to cut through the fear of being seen, move into the light and go out, be public and even be social for a time. You will always have this safe place to return. You got a safe place for you to go there. But for now, the butterflies beckon you into the sun. It is time to do things that send the universe the powerful message that you are embracing hope. For hope has come to find you, and you cannot deny her sweet presence in your life, no matter how sad you have felt. It is time to come out and play for a while. And that is where I was talking about enjoying yourself, enjoying the things that you love, having hope, having faith, and then hopefully that will bring in abundance. So I'm just looking. So my original questions were, so we've looked at life past, life purpose. Are they in alignment? That's a difficult question, isn't it? In terms of if they are in alignment, I think that would probably it would have to be a private or personal reading to answer that question specifically. I mean, here we definitely got a sense of assessing. You know what? They are kind of in alignment. In terms of your intentions, I think they are in alignment, because you had here that you're assessing what... if an opportunity feels like a blessing or a burden. Over here for the life path, life purpose, you had no longer self-sabotaging, or a need to no longer self-sabotage. Although for the challenge, for the strengths you had that you are adaptable, but then for the challenge you had that you need to kind of overcome things that hold you back, possibly. You have the ability to do that. So are they in alignment? I guess it depends on your intentions. So as I say, and without it being a private personal reading, for this, how it's come up in this reading, that's difficult to say. Again, I would say have faith. And what was the other question? Embracing ambition. It didn't really touch on ambition, did it really? the ambition here was more about having faith and enjoying who you are, because ambition isn't just solely about, I mean, I always thought to myself, oh, I'm not ambitious at all. I've got zero ambition. There's nothing I want to do. But then even before the tarot stuff, I mean, I knew I enjoyed learning tarot, but then I've always been ambitious about wanting to be a parent. That was my ambition. My number one ambition in life was to be a parent. My ambition was to go to university. I did that. I mean, I haven't used the degree since. Well, no, that's a lie, because for me, university, whatever you study, it always, in theory, should teach you critical thinking. And that has been a really valuable skill. I think I've always been a critical thinker, but it enhanced it even more. So I have used my degree in life in general to think critically, but that was my ambition as well. There are lots of little things that I've been ambitious about in life. It doesn't always have to be one big ambition where it's like it's going to take you on a massive career and give you status and money and etc etc. Ambition can be little things. Maybe you want to learn how to make cakes, not to make money off it, but just because you personally want to make cakes. That's ambition. So yeah, I mean, the messages in terms of ambition and alignment of the life purpose and career path, the answers may not be as cut and dry as I expected them to be, but we have got messages out here that hopefully have been useful. So again, as I always say, feel free to leave your comments. Let me know if you are pursuing any of these career paths here or life purpose. Let me know if the reading resonated, or if there's anything that you want to share in the comments that might be helpful to someone else. And again, thank you very, very much for watching. I may do a reading like this again in the future if anyone feels it was that useful to them, because we might get different messages. But yeah, thank you for watching and take care.